Adobe built an empire, towering, untouchable, and dominant. For decades, if you wanted to design professionally, you had to pay homage to Adobe. Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign. These were more than just software. They were the standard, the gatekeepers of design. But every empire has a crack. It starts in a university dorm room in Perth, Australia. It starts with a 19-year-old woman named Melanie Perkins, who saw something no one else did. Melanie was a communications student at the University of Western Australia. She taught fellow students how to use Adobe software, mainly Photoshop and InDesign. But she noticed a pattern. Students were overwhelmed. Tutorials stretched for hours. Mastery took months. Most gave up. So Melanie asked a deceptively simple question. Why can't design be easier? That one question changed the course of her life. There was Fusion Books. It was Melanie's first real attempt to solve the design accessibility problem. She built a platform that allowed students and teachers to design their own yearbooks online. It was simple. They hired freelance developers in India, learned the basics of running a startup, and did the unglamorous work of sales and customer support. Within a few years, Fusion Books became the largest yearbook publisher in Australia. But Melanie wasn't satisfied. She wanted to democratize design for everyone. The Silicon Valley Wall. Taking on Adobe wasn't going to be easy. Melanie and Cliff knew they needed funding, talent, and global reach. So they did what every ambitious founder dreams of. They flew to Silicon Valley. They pitched to over 100 investors, rejected by most. But one person believed, Bill Tai. A legendary Silicon Valley investor, Tai saw the vision. He introduced Melanie to a network of engineers, investors, and advisors. Most importantly, he connected her with Cameron Adams, a former Google engineer who had worked on Google Wave. Cameron brought credibility, technical leadership, and product insight. He became Canva's third co-founder. In 2013, they launched Canva. The revolution begins. Why Canva worked when so many failed. Simplicity. While Adobe buried users in features, Canva stripped design to its core. Accessibility. Canva was free or incredibly affordable. It worked on any device, no training required. Canva embraced user-generated content. Designers created templates. Businesses shared brand kits. Teachers uploaded lesson visuals. Everyone contributed. Canva constantly released features, charts, photo enhancer, animator, background remover, all powered by user feedback. Product-led growth. Canva didn't buy users. It grew through word of mouth. Every design shared or printed became an ad. Adobe watched, maybe bemused at first. But Canva wasn't a toy. It was siphoning off an enormous market, the non-designer. While Adobe focused on professionals, Canva went after everyone else. Adobe tried to respond. They launched Adobe Spark, later Adobe Express, in 2016, a simplified design tool. It didn't land. Canva had already won the hearts of millions. In desperation, Adobe made its boldest move, a $20 billion acquisition of Figma in 2022. Figma, like Canva, was web-based, collaborative, and user-friendly. The acquisition was an admission. Adobe knew its throne was in jeopardy, but regulators blocked the deal. It was too big, too monopolistic. Canva expands. While Adobe was tied up in legal battles, Canva kept building. Canva presentations took on PowerPoint. Canva docs targeted Google Docs and Notion. Canva whiteboards competed with Miro. Then came Magic Studio. AI changes everything. In 2023, Canva launched Magic Studio, an AI-powered suite that changed the game. Magic Write helped users write blogs, posts, and scripts. Magic Design generated full templates from a single prompt. Melanie Perkins and Cliff Obrecht believed in a different kind of company. No ego, no flashy headlines, deep focus on education and nonprofits. Canva for education, free for schools. Canva for nonprofits, free for verified organizations. 30% of founder equity pledged to the Canva Foundation. While Adobe optimized for shareholders, Canva optimized for users. That built trust. Canva today, as of 2025, over 220 million users. Used in 190-plus countries. Valuation north of $40 billion. Profitable. 95% of Fortune 500 companies on board. Teachers, students, startups, creators, corporates. And Melanie? She remains CEO, humble, steady, focused. Why Adobe should be worried. Loyalty drift. Younger generations are growing up with Canva, not Adobe. Brand perception. Canva is cool, Adobe is corporate. Team collaboration. Canva is built for teams, Adobe still feels solo. Cost. Canva is cheaper. And in a recession? That matters. Melanie Perkins didn't destroy Adobe with rage or revenge. She did it with design, with empathy, and in doing so, she built one of the most iconic companies of the 21st century. And finally, if you're building something of your own, remember this. Every great disruption starts with a simple question. Melanie asked, why can't design be easier? What's your question? Drop it in the comments. Let's start that conversation. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay bold,